If you're looking for a show that has formal interviews with few things you can relate to, then this show isn't for you. This is the On the Air podcast starring you, the OTAP show. What does OTAP stand for? Well, we kind of just told you. These are informal interviews with people from all walks of life, talking about experiences you can relate to. Share in all of the laughs with real stories from real people. Find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Android users can listen on the free Podcast Republic app. Now, get ready for this week's episode. Here's the OTAP show with your host, Corey.
What up, everybody? It's your boy Smooth Over, aka Real Ghost White.
Hey, this is Nikita, aka Jakari Star.
Yo, what's good? This is your boy Bob. And
this is Kaya, aka Black Honey.
Hey folks, this is Corey, the host for Metal for Brains.
Hey girl, she's so pretty.
This is Greg, the infamous New Age Ike Turner.
Kicking it with the homie Corey, aka The Real Shitty. Now you're listening to On the Air Podcast.
And you're listening to the On the Air Podcast.
The On the Air Podcast.
The On the Air Podcast.
Starring you.
Starring you.
Starring you.
What was you in the mic? What was you in the saxophone?
Yeah, buddy, man. I try a little squeaking here and there.
So it's not just it's not a game with you, man. Like you really Kenny G in it out here.
Black Kenny G. I've come to accept it. I used to hate that. I used to hate when people used to call me that when I was like younger, but now I can kind of embrace it because I'm starting to get good at it. You know.
Why did you hate it? Why didn't you like it? Like Kenny G was that dude.
Well, I think growing up, like I was in bands and I was like in like real traditional jazz bands, and so that wasn't the sound you were supposed to have in a traditional band setting, like that solo sound, that G sound, that smooth sound. You weren't supposed to have that. You're supposed to be a part of the ensemble, and for you to sound like you were sticking out, it sounded like you wanted to stick out. That was always looked down upon. And I think smooth jazz players really have a negative connotation in jazz worlds. It's almost like light-skinned blacks and dark-skinned, how light-skinned and dark-skinned black people look at each other. It's like you got traditional jazz people are looking at like the smooth people like, how dare you play all this smooth, sexy music that gets the ladies moist? How dare you? You should be stuck in a freaking smoky cigar lounge with your fedora and your change hat and your change bucket. That's the only place your music is going to get to. And it boggles me. Like, why don't you want me to sound this cold? Like, anywhere, like, they always tell people, top musicians always tell others to always to listen to who you want to sound like. And the more I did my listening and the more I'm sitting here listening, I'm like, I love the old sounds. I love Lester and Sonny, but man, this nigga Kenny G make these hoes go crazy. Like, bro, that's what I'm trying to be on. So what do I need to do to sound like
exactly?
That?
So like the name of the song or the name of the project is what was it? Total Satisfaction. Wait a minute, I just had it right here. Why am I tripping? I just listened to it. Is it Total Satisfaction? Yeah, Total Satisfaction.
Yeah.
I was about to say.
Total Satisfaction.
I don't know why that sounded weird in my head, but yeah, Total Satisfaction is what, 99 cents on iTunes?
For the 99, man.
Look,
you can get it cheaper than a pack of Swishers. So you
man,
might as well.
Man, listen, they spend more in taxes than that when they buy a Plan B. So there's no reason why they can't support you with the 99 cents, man. It's
for the 99, and I liked it. It's a good intro to who I am, and so like I want people to grow with me, and so this is like the song that I really wanted people to, at the end of the day, when it's 20, 25 years down the road, they're like, yo, that RoyalT nigga, yo, when he first dropped Total Satisfaction, my nigga, I was with my bitch, and she was like, yo.
So it's right now it's just the one song, but is that going to be like an album? Is the name of the album going to be Total Satisfaction? Are we going to be able to expect more from you with that?
The album, I'm working on the album right now. I'm on my Kanye visionary thing with it. I've got my whole goal. I got all the tracks posted up on my wall and scratched out. But the entire project is called the Young G RoyalT.
Okay.
And so it's just gonna be like tracks that just encompass who I am and who I am. I'm looking forward to probably putting that out. I want to say the end of this year. I don't want to put a date because I'm working on 2 mixtapes at the same time and this as well, and producing for other people in this city. So, my goal is
the city being Chicago, right?
Yeah. Chi-town. I'll get into that later. I'm a suburb kid, so I'll make the distinction now. I'm from the suburbs. I'm not from Wild Hunters. I'm not from the Wild Hunters. I'm from the 200s. A little bit further out. Still the same old coonery, but I just happen to have a picket fence in my backyard.
Yeah, Greg definitely made the distinction between suburb dudes and city dudes on his episode. So I know exactly what that means. On the track Total Satisfaction, are those your vocals?
Yeah, man, that's me singing. That's me I produced it from the ground up. The only thing I didn't do, my homeboy came through. My homeboy Josh came through and laid a bass line down for me. But everything else is straight from my brain.
Oh, that's dope. That's really dope, man. What's the process like for getting something like that on iTunes and selling it?
Well, making the track and all that is easy. The thing is just financing yourself, because there's just certain things that you have to pay for. Well, maybe I should start further back. You have to find how you want to distribute the song, first of all, whether you want to just do strictly physical CD copies, or if you want to do it through digital media like iTunes and Google. So there are different online services like TuneCore, CD Baby that you can sign up for. It's free to sign up. And once you sign up, you just basically click whether you want to put out a single, whether you want to put out an album, and it does. These programs, these websites pretty much do all the hard work for you, because they register the songs for you, they get you your UPC numbers and all of that. So once you actually just input your song and you pay for whether it's a single or entire album. Really, the hard part is just marketing it, and that's where most of the money goes into. Is just marketing it towards a specific audience, and that can go anywhere from $20 to $300,000. It just depends how much you believe in your song and where you want it to go.
How do you feel the support has been for you thus far? With this particular project?
It's been cool. It's just been cool just to see people actually surprised that I'm putting out stuff, because people people have been asking me to do songs like this since I was about 10 or 11. And I'm going on 29 this year. It's just, it's people always figured like, yo, Thurston, if you find a way to like mix hip hop and like jazz, really, dude, I'll buy everything. And I'm like, well, it's coming. It's coming, and this is my foray into that. And it's been really wonderful because people didn't even know that they were going to like this so much.
Right.
That's been the best part about it, is just seeing everyone's genuine appreciation for not only, what I'm doing, but for the fact that, there's still niggas out here making good ass music, with horns and shit. Like, yo, like this is still happening. Like, this is still a thing. And it's great to see that from old people down to little homies. My dope boy on the block bought my single. So I know my dope. Yeah, I was surprised. He was like, bro, yo, that Total Satisfaction you got? I was just like, nigga, I put that on for my girl, and she was going off it. I was like,
because I know for me, I don't know that, and this is not to say that genre has been broken into, or that type of music hasn't been out there, but I don't know that I've heard hip hop spliced with like a saxophone like that, like as a soul, like as the basis of the music. Like, I mean, you hear samples and you know what I mean, you hear that sort of thing, but I've not actually heard an original piece like that. So I know when I first heard it, I was like, oh shit, okay, all right, like I'm with it. My question for you is, how long have you actually been playing the saxophone? Like, I hear you say all the way back to you 10, but how long? Because that's a sexy instrument. That's a sexy instrument for a kid. You know what I mean?
Hey. Well, I started off with my wind instruments. I started off on the, I started off on the recorder.
The recorder.
Everybody in the 4th grade got a recorder.
I was about to say.
All up in class jamming on that. Right? But from there, I was like, yo, I really want to be in band. And there were only honestly, I always wanted to play the saxophone from jump, but there were only a certain amount of seats available for the saxophone. I think there were like 2 or 3. And the kids ahead of me, there were a couple of kids ahead of me that got those seats. So I was forced to stick with the clarinet for a year. So
okay.
I with the clarinet, and I was like, oh my God, this is, it's cool being in a band, but, I'm trying to play the saxophone because I see how the girls look at the saxophone players. I see it. And we 11 years old, and I see it already forming. I'm like, nah, I got to dead this. Until one day, I'm driving back with my parents. We had went to go see a musical. Matter of fact, we went to go see Les Mis, and we're driving back from downtown, and they got the smooth jazz radio station on. And I think, you know what? It was Patrice Russian's "Forget Me Nots" came on, and the saxophone solo came on, and I sat there in the car, and literally I felt my brain switch. Like, I'm like, yo, I could legit do this. Like, I could be me on the radio. And so, like, the next day, like, I told my mom, I'm like, yo, I need to play the saxophone, and she's like, what? My auntie, she's always like, she's been my number one supporter. No matter what I say, she looks at me weird, but she lets me do it. So I'm like, I really want to play the saxophone. Like, I really, this is really what I really want to do. I'm so serious. She's like, oh, well, okay. Well, we'll try to find you a saxophone. And I was like, make it happen. I go back to band, and I tell my band director, I'm like, yo, I need to play the saxophone. Like, how can we make this happen? He's like, you really want to play? And I'm like, hell yeah. He's like, okay. And I guess he talked with my parents. All I know is there must have been some sort of conversation, and maybe 2 days later, there was a saxophone in my living room. And so that's like, maybe, I was 10 or 11? Yeah, I was like 10 or 11 years old when that happened. And I don't know, I picked it up, and I think the first song I might have seriously learned was the Power Rangers theme song. Like I was like, I can't wait. I went back to school. I was like, hey bro, look what I can play. I was like, do 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 do. I was like, hey,
Yo, imagine that saxed up, man. Imagine that saxed up. Like, yo.
So that's how I started. Like we was just playing stuff on the radio that we liked or whatever, and just playing. Like it just went from there.
Do you have a family history of musicians, or are you the first?
On my dad's side, my uncle he's a traveling musician even now. He's in his late 60s, but he used to tour up across the East Coast doing like oldies, and he'd do like the whole nine. Like he'd dress up in the outfits, and he'd do all the covers from like the 70s and the 80s and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like old Stevie Wonder songs, Billy Joel cover band songs, you name it, he would do it. So I kind of got that from him, like my whole entertainment side. And then like my brother was in band too. I have an older brother. He played the trumpet, and actually he was the first handicapped person to be in the marching band at USC. He ended up, going to USC, Southern California.
Wow. What year was that?
When did he go there? 01, 02. So he was in the band from like 01 through 04. It was the Carson Palmer years. That's all.
He was out there. No, I didn't actually move out there until 04. Okay, I was about to say he was out there when I was out there. I didn't move to LA to 04. What's his handicap?
He has cerebral palsy. And it only affects his legs. Like he got out really lucky. Like, so it only really affected his legs. So he uses a crutch or a wheelchair to walk. But other than that, I mean, he's a normal ass dude. Like he's a not even normal. He's a fucking genius. He's a fucking genius. I envy him sometimes. He not only like was he always like the top of his class in school and high school, but he graduated like in the top 5 in high school. Then he got a full ride to USC.
Wow.
For film and critiquing. So he got that. And then he got a full ride, but he not only got a full ride, but he got the Bill Gates Millennial Scholarship. If you haven't heard, it pays for your schooling, undergrad, graduate, master's, MBA, doctorate, whatever you want to get. Bill Gates.
As far as he want to go, Bill Gates takes care of it.
As far as you want to go, and right now I think he's about a couple months away from finishing his doctorate. So big ups to my brother. I love you, Theo.
Absolutely.
You still ugly to me.
Now with cerebral palsy, I know what it is. I don't know much about its development. Is that something that was there something that caused it, or was he born with it?
I'm not sure how it necessarily happened for him, but I know it's definitely something that happens. Childbirth, pre-childbirth, I think. What happened was the umbilical cord got wrapped around his neck at some point. He got some oxygen cut off, and I'm not necessarily sure how the cerebral palsy got in its way from there, but I think it started from, like I said, he lost some oxygen at some point when the umbilical cord got around his neck when he was in the womb. So I think it kind of developed that way. But luckily, he's very, 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 very fortunate to just even be where he's at right now, just being normal, like his brain and everything else is normal. Just except he got fucking chicken legs. I don't know how else to really just describe it. Like he got fucking chicken legs. Like that's my brother. I do everything that that brothers pretty much do. Except we have some bonuses. Like I've never had to wait in a line with him. ever. Ever. Like we at the club and the bouncer sees us waiting in line. They're like, no, what y'all come all the way to the front. I be like, hey, turn this way, not there. Hey. I be bringing all my friends with me. Like, yo, we all going to the front. We all winning today.
Exactly. Back to you being a musician. What do you think was the most, or what is the most difficult part about really coming into being a musician?
I think it's accepting all the hard work that you have to do. I think we underestimate how much work and how much practice that we have to put in if you want to be, if you want to be at a certain level, if you want to hang with the top dogs. There's a certain amount of work that you got to put in. There's a certain amount of mastery that you got to even have before you even think about stepping foot stepping foot into the room with some of these people. Like, it's just the talent level that some of these musicians have is just off the charts. Mm-hmm. So, like, not only you have to be prepared physically, have all your scales down, your tones and all of that, but you gotta be ready mentally. Like, you have to believe that your sound is the shit. And no matter whoever, if anybody else comes on that stage, they're not going to sound as good as you. No matter what they do, like, they're not going to sound like you because they're not you. So there's no possible way that could ever happen. So you have to have an ego. You have to have a little bit of an ego to do this, because niggas will eat you up. Niggas will eat you up on stage, man. It's not even, and the bad part about it is it's not even gonna be with words either. Like, it's gonna be with pure notes. There's no worse feeling than being sung by a musician and you just have to sit there and hear this cold ass run that they're doing and know in the back of your head that you can't do it. So you're like, fuck. What do I do? Like that's this thing, like that mental capacity has to be strong, because the moment you start doubting yourself, like, you're gonna forget that you have been practicing a cold ass run for like 3 or 4 days, and you it's just gonna fly out your brain. So you always have to be it's just being prepared. That's the one thing I would take away from it all. It's just you really have to prepare your mind and your body for that stage, because it's just a whole different animal, man.
You sound a lot like Kanye, with the, which I mean, I can relate to in some aspects of having to have an ego about your work and, a certain pride, in your work, because there are constantly going to be people that's telling you what you can and what you can't do.
Right, and especially in the city, because I've been at a few events in Chicago where it literally is just like a hater nation in there. Somebody on they play their song, they up on stage performing, and everybody's in the audience looking like they just thugged out, hands crossed, sitting there, hands back, like we all at a Detroit rap battle or something. Yeah. I'm like, no.
What are you so angry about?
Right, I'm over here trying to uplift y'all spirits. Y'all over here got all these frowns on your faces. Like, come on, man, come on.
You woke up, got out of bed angry. Like, you can't be angry at breakfast, man. Like, what's the matter with you?
Right, is you gang banging on bacon?
Right, like, because there is nothing about, at least I haven't heard, there's nothing about a saxophone, or there's nothing about smooth jazz that breeds that kind of aggression. Like,
no, it's not. Who does it? Like, okay, let me tell you how it is. Every time I walk in the spot, like, I walk in, I'm already looking awkward as fuck because I got this big ass saxophone on my back. So then it's looking like, who is this nigga? And some people might know me like, oh, what's up, Royal? And it's always like one cat like, what's he doing? They're like, dog, yo, he about to be finna play the sax. And it's like, and this one nigga, he's like, what, really? Oh, that shit lame as hell. So I get up on stage and I say, I say what it is I do. And there's always a couple niggas who's boo,
Man.
just hating. Just hating, and I don't. Sometimes I address them. Sometimes I address they women. It's just like you might be booing, but you see what your lady say, and then I start playing, and it's like they try to fight it, but you can't. But you can't fight this, nigga. Like you just can't. You just can't. This shit too groovy. It's too groovy. I can't. If I like, you can't. Like I just make it. I try to make it as undeniable as possible because it needs to stir something. Because it's so different, it's got to stir something within you.
Yeah. You can't deny this, man. You can't deny what you're feeling right now. You can't even try it. Like, yo.
You can't. Just tap your feet. Just tap your feet. Do a dab a couple times while I'm playing, Just grab your girl and keep her close because if she drift off to where I'm at and say how talented I am or whatever, I'm not responsible for whatever actions happen after that. I told you before I started playing that this was a possibility. You ain't want to listen to it, nigga, so I don't know what to tell you.
Have you ever gone on stage and just completely like bombed?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Oh my God! You know what? It happened last year. Actually, around this time last year, I got on stage. First off, I was drunk. I got on that bitch drunk.
Oh, you're already fucked up, but okay.
Right, I'm already fucked up. I had just learned that a few days prior, I had lost two of my homies in one weekend, completely unrelated like gang shootings. So I was already gone off that. I'm like, damn, my niggas is gone. And I got on stage, and I think I was supposed to sing something. But at the last minute, I was like, fuck it. I got bars for days. And I just want to start spitting. And it was terrible. It was so bad. Because I was just like screaming into the mic. And even my homie, who's Jeremiah's DJ, he comes up to me. He's just like, bro, what the fuck is you doing? That was like, you up there saucing or something? Like, what's going on? It's like, bro, don't talk to me right now. I just want to do this show and go home. You went up there
as James Thunder early.
Right. I came up there. Jimmy got soul looking ass. Like I might as well have been. There was a girl in the front. She just looked and shook her head at me. I was like, damn, I really jagged this one.
But at what point did you realize you fucked up? Because when you're doing it, you don't realize that.
I think I had just finished playing and I picked up the microphone. And just something was off. And even I knew it was going to be wrong the way I picked up the microphone. Like I tried to grab the mic and it slipped from my hand real quick and I caught it. And for that split second, I lost all confidence. Whatever confidence I thought I had, it was gone. It was gone just from that little mic slip. And I just got on the mic. I was like, ah! And it was it was gone. It was over. And I don't even think I was rapping about nothing that was like important or even cool. Like my bars were so lame. Like, it was bad.
You was freestyling or something you wrote?
Now I was fucked up, so I was probably freestyling. Put a disclaimer on everything. Like that whole night was just a big ass disclaimer. Like asterisk, I was fucked up, just completely.
So what was your best night? A night that was like, you know what, I can really, really do this, and like I'm good. Like you got off stage and was like, I worked that shit.
Two shows. The first time was my senior year of high school. It was towards the end of the year, and we were doing like a little tour of all the elementary and high schools that the elementary and middle schools that feeded into our high school. So we're going around and we're playing a bunch of songs, and I do a solo of the Christmas song, chestnuts roasting on the open fire. And I was at a particular school, and I just fucking nailed it. Like, I nailed it. Like, I killed it. There was no other way to go about it. When I finished, like, the entire gym sounded, it sounded like the Screamfest tour. It sounded like Omarion or Trey Songz had just got off stage. And I was like, nigga, this for me? Oh. Well, this might not. I might actually be able to do this. So it was that moment, and then it was another moment. I went out to LA. I think in 2011 or 2012, I went out to LA. I think this is maybe my second or third day being out there. My guy had told me about an open mic that they have at the Conga Room, which is right across the street from the Staples Center.
Right.
So it's LA Live. It's hosted by Foxx Sirius Satellite, and I guess it's every once a month they have an open mic over there. Yep. And I'm just like, cool, let's go over there. I get up to the stage, not even up to stage. I get up to the Conga Room door, and my man sees, and the bouncer sees my my saxophone case. He asked me if I'm with the band, and I'm like, nah, I'm just here to do the open mic. I know that's
am
how
the
it
band.
Right. I should have just said that. But he was like, but he told me, no, there's a sign up list for this open mic and there's a 1 month there's a 1 month waiting time for people to get on this stage. So he was like, and I'm just gonna have to put your saxophone back. I'm like, fuck, man. So I had to go back to the car, put that shit back. I'm in there, I'm in the room, I'm vibing, and I hear the first artist go up, and they're okay, they're cool. I'm just like, I told my mans, I'm like, yo, I really should be up there. Mm-hmm. So he was like, well, I don't know what to tell you, bro. He's like, my bad. And I'm like, man, fuck this, man, because I'm extremely impulsive. So I'm like, when I see something, I'm gonna go for it. Yeah. And I'm looking around, and I see the host, and the host of the show is Mark Curry.
Ah, okay, Mr. Cool.
Yeah, fucking Major Pain. And it says, so I get up there, and I'm already short, so I'm looking up. This nigga's tall as shit. Like, this nigga's 6'4", 6'5". My short ass come up to excuse me. I'm like, sir. He's like, what's up, man? I was like, hey, what do I got to do to play on that stage? He was like, what you mean? I was like, bro, I play the saxophone and I could shut this bitch down right now. What do I gotta do? I was just like, what do I gotta do, Mark, to play, man? I just really want to show these niggas I can play. He was like, really? You got it here? And I was like, yeah. He was like, go get it. And I run to my boy car, get my saxophone. I run past the security. I go backstage, and Mark is like, he's giving me a rundown. He's like, all right, so I'm gonna give you 2 minutes. Do what you gotta do. And I was like, yeah, okay, cool. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna handle it. I'm back there breathing, trying to get my breath under control. And then Jamie comes out. Jamie comes back there.
Oh, he was there? Okay.
Yeah, he was there. He was just like, oh, this the little nigga that's interrupting my show? And he was I looked, because I was like, no, he can't be talking about me.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx was talking about you, man. Jamie Foxx was talking about you.
He looked dead at me, and I was like, hold up. Jamie, just give me 2 minutes. I'm going to do what I do, and you're going to thank me for doing what I do. Okay?
You said this is Jamie Foxx.
Yes, okay. Absolutely. Okay. And he looks at me, he's just like, oh, did this nigga just talk to me like he's somebody? And he just goes, all right, my man, well, you got this. And there comes a break in between two of the acts, and Mark Curry, he introduces me real quick. He's just like, yo, this man wanted to come up here and play real quick, so we're going to give him some time. I told the band to play some Floetry, play Say Yes real quick, and I took off, man. And it's that zone. You seen the Kia commercial where Blake Griffin is in the zone?
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's that zone too for musicians where you just you black out, and every single line and every single riff that you just wanted to make is just so easy. Like, it's so effortless. And I was in that zone, like, everything, it just sounded so fucking sexy. And I was just like, yes, I'm killing it right now. And I stopped playing, and and everybody in the audience is just like they lost their minds. And I'm like, these are like complete strangers. So for me, I'm like, these are complete strangers for me, like complete, like just shouting and screaming and losing their minds. And I'm just like, I could, you know, I could do this. You know, this is gonna be a thing. You know, but the best part about it is, like, yeah, it's taken some time, but it's only made what I'm doing that much sweeter. You know, I'm really appreciating it, the journey that I'm on, and the journey that the music's taking me. Like, all I can do is appreciate it and use it to make better music.
Is there a recording of that anywhere? Have you checked to try to find one?
There is. I have it on my YouTube page. There's two recordings from Foxx. One was like I think on my page. One was like a 5-minute recording. That's the surprise one. Okay. That's the surprise performance. Now, because that was good, they actually told me to come back the next month to do an official set, like an official like 15, 20 minute set. And I was like, all right, bet. So I got two versions. There's the 5-minute and there's like the 12-minute video, and both of those are both instances where, I don't know, I took control over what I wanted to do, and I just went out there and got it.
I'm gonna see. I want you to send me that link, because I'm gonna see if I can put that on my website.
I got you.
So they can see that, because that sounds amazing.
Yeah, man. It's just, I don't know. That moment was just like a microcosm of how everything I've done in my life is just work. Like, if I wanted it, like, and I feel and I believe in myself, like, if I believe I can do it, I'm gonna go up there and fucking do it. Cause ain't nobody else out there doing it. So why not me? Like, it's almost like the D Rose mentality on some, like, why not me? Why can't I do this? You know, why can't I put out smooth shit and everybody grew to it? Y'all, ain't nobody saying I can't do it.
So I think one of the things I know about you, and that's important to you, is the focus of people being able to be confident into doing what they want to do. Where does that stem from?
Ever since I was a kid, man. Because I'm trying to think, how can I? This goes back. I think mainly because, one, from me always being able to do what I put my mind to, and I was always really, really fearless as a kid. Like, going on I learned it from going on auditions and never really being around anybody familiar. I've always had to be around new people or faces that were always judging me, or, you know, faces and people that were judging me for movie roles or TV shows or whatever. You know, always being in front of those faces did something to me, so that now I can walk into a building, I can walk into a room and be okay with myself and be cool with who I am and be cool with just going forward and doing me. But I think that really goes back to, I want to say like 3rd or 4th grade. Like, my auntie and my uncle always had me talking to kids about being confident in yourself. And I used to do like a little mini sermon, I guess, at my church for the youth on confidence. And I would I bring a bag of balloons from the crib, and, you know, I blow up a balloon. I'd be like, yo, this is your confidence at this level. You know, you wake up at the day, you on 100. You know, can't nobody tell you nothing. And you go throughout the day, you know, somebody might say, hey, you know, you look kind of fat today, or blah, 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 blah. You know, I let some of the air out of the balloon. I'm like, but, you know, these words and all these actions and all these scenarios, over time, they deflate your confidence. They deflate who you are. And at the end of the day, can't nobody big up you but you. You know, you got to be the one to look yourself in the mirror like, yo, I'm feeling like a Mac today. I'm feeling in charge today. I'm feeling like the man. I'm feeling like the woman. I'm feeling like the boss man today. And not only do you have to tell yourself that, but telling yourself that so many times forces you to make moves like however you want to make moves. So if you tell yourself you're a boss, you finna start making moves like a boss.
Exactly.
At some point, it's gotta happen. It's gotta happen.
What's something that's happened that sort of maybe have deflated your confidence balloon that you had to bounce back from?
I think realizing that I wasn't perfect as a dude in my relationships and everything. So having my finding out my girl was cheating on me with some people that I knew, yeah, that fucked me up for the longest. Cause I was just like, bro, like it's bad enough, like you gonna do this dirt or whatever, but then it's like you doing this with niggas that I know, and then it's like, and then on top of people that I know, like the music industry in Chicago is very, very small. So now, like, you messing with people that I know, that I work with. It rocked me to the core, because I was just like, I hate looking like a fool.
Right.
Like, I just don't. The last thing I don't want to be that dude. Like, I walk into the room and everybody, is kind of silent. And then when I walk out, they go, "Oh, did you hear what happened to such and such? Did you hear what happened to them?"
They whispering about you now. Now all of a sudden it's whispers.
I hated that, and that really messed me up for a long time. Like I cut off so many people because of that. Like my thing is don't abuse my trust. Like I can't. I don't really have too many fucks to give. So don't you probably used the one that I had.
So she did this with someone that's on the music circuit with you, right?
Yeah, like I close with them on the music, but that was like I considered them homies. Like yo, like if I take time and consideration to make sure that you not jacked up at a party, and I take your drunk ass home all the time, and I help you out back and forth with miscellaneous, like we helping each other out with beats and stuff, and we trading ideas back and forth, and we go out, we turning up together, and we doing all of these things. I think that's pretty good grounds for considering you to be my friend.
Yeah.
That's pretty safe assumption. I'm like, yeah, you one of the guys,
yeah.
But you gonna take that and then run with it. Like it's bad enough. Like I'm not perfect, so like as a nigga, I was doing my dirt already. Mm-hmm. So me doing my dirt, and then you adding this on top of the dirt that I'm already doing, just makes it so impossible for me to work. Like I could work through my own shit, but
mm-hmm.
like I could work through mine. But then you gonna throw on some new stuff like on top of it. It's just like, man, made it just impossible for me to move around comfortably.
So
I had to take a few steps back to even just remember who the fuck I was.
The reason why I asked that is because I think we can all say that music heals. There's a certain proponent to music that has a healing factor, a certain healing quality. If she did this to you with someone on the same music circuit that you were in, how do you use music to heal?
You have to create something from a memory, I have to say. Like, and I actually did this. I actually did this with her. Like, we had some sort of like a musical therapy moment. Like, we sat down and I heard some piano sounds that I liked, and we just kind of worked it out. It's just kind of work it out from there. What goes with what, and you have to keep using that emotion of hurt or that emotion of whatever, whatever negative emotion that you're having, you just have to channel all of that into the music, whatever chord or tangent that you're going to use. It has to flow through that. It has to all have that it all has to emote that feeling. It just, I don't know, it when it all comes together, it just makes beautiful. It's a beautiful tragedy. Like, I just sat there, like, even when me and her, like, we finished this beat, and we sat there and we cried, because, like, it was really emotional, and that piece just really encompassed, like, all of the ups and downs of our relationships, and the track ended like peacefully, it ended so beautifully, like, so it was a good symbolism of, hey, we went through this rough patch, and we had our issues, but as people, we're going to be okay. Like, me and you, we may drift apart, but as a human, you're going to be okay. You're going to make it out of this, and I'm going to make it out of this, and as long as we keep on our peaceful paths, who knows what can happen. If we come back together, then cool. If not, cool. But I'm at peace knowing that you're at peace, and that's all you can ask for.
Who were you more hurt by, her or your homeboy?
I was more hurt by my homeboy doing it than her, because I knew she was extremely reactionary at the time, and I was doing my dirt. Like I said, I was doing my dirt at the same time. So it's not like I could really be surprised at anything that she did at the time. So I was more so just disappointed in my homeboy taking advantage of my fuck ups just to satisfy his thing. My thing was like, dude, I'd never jade on your chick. Like, your chicks is your chicks. And as producers and as musicians in this industry, it's nothing to come across, a new circle of friends, a new circle of girls, a new circle of whoever. So why hop down on mine? So I was just like, bro, I already don't have much, leave my shit alone. I don't know, maybe niggas just be hating, because I always I have good taste, So niggas looking like whatever I got. Like, hey, how did he? That's the thing that most conversations start off with, especially with me. Like, how did he do that? Okay, like, how did Thurston get that shit? How did he get that shit? Like this shouldn't happen. That nigga's too lame for that shit. Like, why? And you can't be mad. You can't be mad at the whys, man. Don't be mad at how I got it. You ain't gotta be like me. Go get your own, bro. I can't tell you what worked for me, because it's not gonna work for you.
Exactly. Do you think he targeted her, for lack of a better term? Like, you think he went after her? Do you think it was just something that sort of happened?
I think that niggas took straws at trying to get at her.
Wow. Wow. So you think it was going to happen?
I don't know if it was going to happen, but I know that a lot of niggas was going to try. And I knew that a lot of people had tried up until that point. So it wasn't necessarily them trying that was concerning. It was the fact that, oh, damn, wait, I slipped for a brief second and somebody succeeded? Whoa. So I had to take a step back and, like, look up whatever it was I was doing and basically just stop being a fuck nigga so I could handle my business. Like, I was a dog, bro, certified dog. I ain't gonna stunt. Oh my God.
Have you forgiven him?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Long past, man. Like, I forget. At the end of this day, like, we grown ass men. Like, I'm at the point I can look at it like, you got it, you got all this, but now we at a point, we grown ass men. Don't be, we fucking around with minds. You learned your lesson, and karma came back to him in some form of way, and karma came back to me in the shape of him taking my chick. Yeah. So lesson learned on both ends. No love lost as far as musicians and producers, because like dude is just a certified beast.
Yeah.
Dude, it's all that. And as far as like friends go, like friends and associates go, I kick it with them. I say what's up to these niggas. Like I'll dap them up when I see them.
I got you.
I was like, yo, it's all love, and I'll just leave it at that point. Like I try not to be in circles that stress me out. So I'm not in those environments as much as I used to be. Mm-hmm. There's no reason. Like I'm not gonna stress myself out every time. Like it used to be a point like after it happened, I used to go to events and we'd all be at the same event and I'd just be in a corner, like just sweating, anxious, angry, all this other stuff. I'm just mad, like going through all these emotions. I'm not finna walk around like that. I gotta have some peace, man.
So check it out. I'm sitting here thinking, the name RoyalT, right? So we kind of lightly talked about this before the show, but on iTunes, it's like another. I don't know if it's like 3 or 4 other people like named RoyalT.
You know what? There's a dash. Okay, there's a RoyalT with the dash on there, and I'm just like, yo, okay, well, I mean, if you want to be Royal Dash T, that's cool, But I told Apple this, and I'm waiting on my confirmation so they can kind of change my stuff around. I'm like, bro, I don't need no dash. Like, I got paperwork to prove. So I'm just like, RoyalT, one word, no dash.
So Apple put a space in and put the dash?
Yeah, Apple put the space. Apple put the dash in there. Cause when I submitted all my paperwork and all that stuff, there's no dash, no nothing, just one word. So maybe they felt like in their system, maybe they took an educated guess and assumed that RoyalT and Royal Dash T was the same person, but surprise, nigga, no, you're not. So if you listen to the Royal Dash T nigga music, it's like some EDM.
It's some electric. I was like, all right, let me listen, because maybe a saxophone is gonna pop up. So I was like, nah, this definitely is not it.
So yeah, I was just like, I've enjoyed having the name RoyalT for a minute, for a little minute. I got it off of that old Cody Chestnut song, "To Serve Your Royalty," and I was just like, hey, like if you ever listen to Cody Chestnut, like most of his songs are just so pimping. Like it's just there's just so much game in them songs. Like, and when I heard that shit, when I heard him leave it up and serve this royalty, I was like, hey, I'm feeling, hey. And I started.
And so the T, just so the listeners, just so they can understand what it is, the T is just, that's the initial for your first name, and you just, where does Royal come from?
Royal is just how I feel. It's just it's my mindset. It's my attitude. Like how I go about business, how I go about my day and my attitude of life. Like I gotta come into this bitch acting like I'm royal, acting like I'm royalty, because there's nobody really doing what I'm doing. So I need to walk like everybody proclaims himself the king of something. You got the king of the South, you got the king of the this, king of they still fighting over the king of New York. I don't really know. I'm thinking Troy Ave is locked away in somebody's mama's basement trying to come up with a track right now. But yeah, you got to come into this. You got to come into whatever you doing, acting like you the boss of that shit. And that's just my attitude. I'm finna act like I'm royal. I'm good enough for me. And if this royalty is good enough for me, then God damn it, it's gonna be good enough for you.
I like that. I like that. A couple of things before we wrap up. Has your music been featured anywhere?
Nowhere major yet.
Okay.
Nowhere major yet. I did have a beat in a Booty Talk video though.
How did you... Wait a minute. Which booty talk was it?
Like,
Because
no, but
it's like 200 of them shits. Which booty talk was it? Which scene? Who was in it? How did you get there?
I don't even know. I think it was Booty Talk 89, I want to say. Okay. I don't remember which scene it was. I'll have to go back and forth, but I think it was like 89 or 90. But I got it because I was randomly out there in Cali. I was chilling, and they were just like, yo, you know, somebody was like, yo, we need some tracks for a film. And they didn't really tell me what the film was. And I was just like, okay, well, you know, here's a couple beats. And then before I knew it, my boy called me over and was just like, yo, they finna use this in Booty Talk. And I was like, get the fuck out of here.
You was talking to West Coast Productions, WCP.
Right, West Coast. So that was my claim to fame, was like, yo, you know, I got a beat in a porno. How about you? But no, nowhere major yet.
West Coast Productions is pretty major, man.
Yeah,
Booty Talk, like cool. That's a brand, you know what I mean?
Like they, you know, shout out to them. They definitely featured a few of my favorite artists. I will call them. I appreciate their acting chops,
right?
so to speak. I'm trying to think, but yeah, God willing, man, it's just gonna be a lot more events and a lot more sponsorships. Like people, I've just been fortunate to just place my music in the right hands. And so it's just the right people have been hearing it. The next step is just getting it to the masses, man. Just that's gonna be next. People have been whispering in my ear good things about where they want to take it. Festivals and different investors and everything like that. So the only thing I can do is just pray on each one of those opportunities that they present me with, and just hope that, you know, it all works out for the better. That's all I can do, man.
Do you have any live performances coming up, or any type of events that you're going to be at coming up?
March 17th. I have a show at the Promontory in Hyde Park, Chicago.
Okay.
The show is called The Headliners, and it's about 7 or 8 different acts from around the city. We all getting together to put on some good music. It's, like I said, it's March 17th at the Promontory. Tickets are $20. Hit me up, because I got tickets. I'll go to whoever, drop them off. You want to come to my crib, you know, pick up your tickets. We do it like that.
Okay.
And it's just going to be a good time. It's hosted by my man T Taylor. T Taylor is Jeremiah's DJ, and not only is he Jeremiah's DJ, but he's Jeremiah's cousin. Okay. And not only is he Jeremiah's cousin, but he's also the brother of Will Taylor from Love and Hip Hop and Day 26. So Will is my homie, man. Like, that's bro. Like, that's like, niggas don't know this, but Willie is a real fucking stand up guy. Like, I love him like I love my brother. He, you know, he's done a lot for me musically, just giving me a lot of opportunities, but he's just an A1 ass dude. Hey. Like, I don't take a lot of people in this city serious, but he came to me when I was a shorty in high school, was just like, yo, bro, you know, stick with me. I don't know where we going, but, you know, just stick with me, and I'll try to get you whatever opportunity, you know, I can get you. And he stood by that since I was in high school, since I was in college, and so I appreciate him just for being him. You know, just for being who he is, and just shout out to him. Opportunities.
Shout out to him. See if he want to have him listen to your interview, and see if he want to come on the show. I'd love to have him on there. Yeah, that'll work.
Talk to him. That's the homie. That's the homie. Really, I got in touch with him through his. It's all his wife's fault. It's all Shonda's fault that I am RoyalT now. If you want to blame anybody for being RoyalT, it's Shonda's fault. Okay, I was at school. one day I was doing an open mic at Columbia, and I just got off, and Shonda was in the audience. She was chilling, and she came up to me, and I thought she was a groupie. Like, she came up, she was just like, "Oh my God, I love the saxophone. You're so sexy. You're this, you're that. I love it." And I was just like, "Who's this little skinny broad? Like, who is this?" She was just like, "Ooh, I got to put you on this open mic. She was like, my brother hosts this open mic." And I was just like, okay, but are you gonna be there is the question, because I was already, once I saw her, I was already on that mission. So I was just like, all right, well, if you gonna be there, that's cool. And so
Look at you.
she was there at the open mic, and then once I got off stage, she was there gassing me up again. She was like, "Oh my God, baby, you so good." And I was just like, "Girl, you better stop playing." Like, cause I'd already made it in my mind. I'm like, "Gee, I'm finna J down." So, she about to get it. I think a couple days later, I was watching Making a Band, and I saw her on TV. And I was looking, I was like, "This bitch look familiar. What? Oh no!" And then she was on stage. She was on TV for like 3 seconds. She was like, "Oh, I'm coming to see my husband." And then Willie walks through the door. And I was just like, "Oh God, no, oh, Shonda, I'm sorry. I said all that dirty stuff to you. I was just kidding." But she was just like, but yeah, even like, she put me on all. If it wasn't for her and Willie and them putting me on all of these different things, I'd probably be in some lounge, chilling, playing in some smoky, like in some smoky cigar setting, chilling, happy, just being a cover artist. And I wouldn't have known that I could take my own ideas and expand them this much.
That's deep. I feel that. Before we wrap up, go ahead and plug yourself, man. Plug anything you want, where they can find you, websites, Twitter, anything, SoundClouds, whatever you got going.
Okay. Yeah, man. Follow me on IG, Twitter, Facebook, all at RoyalT Sax. So that's RoyalTSax. One word. Check my hashtag RoyalT Season. There's always something in there. If you want to see what I've been doing musically over this past year or two, what I've been doing. Trying to think. Snapchat. Follow me on Snapchat. I am the Sax Man. Things get pretty random. I spend most of my time just watching Nikita's put on her 3,000 lipsticks.
Shout out to her. I love watching.
I watched one of them snaps.
I love watching her snaps because I want to see what Arya is going to run into next. So
exactly. I'll be like, "Oh, what's she finna do next?" One minute it's like, she chilling, she got on her clothes. The next minute, like, there's like spaghetti in her hair. And I'm like, "Nikita, you gotta show me the in between parts."
No, listen. Jokes aside, I've been over there, and that's really how it happens. She 1 minute she's right there, she's playing, she's super cool. You look up, she literally has spaghetti in her hair. Like, there is no in between. I promise you, that is real life right there.
Oh, so yeah, I'm trying to think. Oh, there, follow me on there, and shit. Even when y'all follow me on these things, man, ask me questions. Talk to me. I'm a pretty normalized dude. I'm a fucking nerd, so I don't, I can answer any question.
All right, and you have more music on your SoundCloud, right?
Yeah, on SoundCloud is RoyalT Sax. I got stuff on there that I've done. I've also got stuff on there that I produce for other people. I've got songs that I'm featured on with other Chicago artists. So on the SoundClouds, you get the full RoyalT experience. I got the last mixtape up on there, Baby Ballads Volume 2. Go check that out.
Okay.
It's on SoundCloud, and it's on Dat Piff as well. That's okay. Baby Ballads Volume 2, Beats for the Sheets. From your boy. Volume 1 was called the Sax Tape. It's still out on my Bandcamp. I'm trying to think. And yeah, if you follow my IG, follow my Twitter, follow my Facebook, you can't lose. You'll always find out what I'm doing, even if it is completely non-music related and utterly perverted. You're gonna find out, because even that's just me. Like, I want people to understand, like, all these circumstances that I'm under make me who I am musically. So you get a chance to know me, you'll get a chance to know my music. So right. I think that's that.
Okay, cool. One last thing before we get out of here, man. I got to start doing this part more. You have any questions for me? I know I just asked all the questions, but you got anything for me?
Skitty! Why are you such a savage, man?
First of all, it's not pronounced Skitty. Oh my goodness.
Look. Your name's whatever the fuck it is. I said no.
Shouldn't me. It's shitty, and that's not a cuss word. It's not a cuss word. It's definitely shitty, and it's German because there's a CH in there.
So shit there. I don't know how to say it like German people. Shit there.
Right. No, I completely made that up. There's a whole little story actually on an interview I did where I had Brittany interview me. I think I went into that. Somebody I told that to anyway. But yeah, any questions you got for me?
Man, like, I'm trying to think. Do I have any questions for you? Like, I had questions for you, and now I can't remember what they are.
Oh,
like,
man.
Who made you so cool? Because I think you're fucking cool as hell. And like, all hetero, you cool as shit to me. I mean, at least there's two people in the world, other than your mom, me and Brittany, that think you pretty cool. So
what? I mean, I don't really know how. I mean, all right, I'm okay, I guess. But
it's all right. I
think I kind of channel a lot of that from my pops.
Yeah.
My pops is I actually interviewed him also on here. You can kind of pick up on a lot of that. My dad is like super cool, real smooth, like he'll say some slick shit to you. You don't realize that the shit he said was slick till you think about it.
You're like, hold up, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Like my dad really, like, his whole sense of humor and the way he just goes about stuff and things just the problems were never really any bigger than what you made the problem to be. And so I think I kind of adapted that from him. I think I heard you ask something about me being a savage. Let me set the record straight. I'm not a savage. I'm not a savage. I don't know anything about savagery.
You are hero city.
I'm going to tell you who's savage. My girlfriend is a savage, not me.
Oh yeah. From all I'm gonna say is from my Snapchat. Yeah, both of y'all some fucking savages.
Hey, whatever, man.
Y'all are hilarious. But I do have a question. So you've been in Atlanta. You've been in Chicago for a little bit. You've seen the area. Yeah. What do you like the most about Chicago?
You know what, man? I love the fact that Chicago really, really embraces who they are and doesn't try to hide from the culture. What I mean by that is, like downtown, there are still like buildings that have archaic architecture. And the city embraces that. Like, they didn't try to modernize that shit up or redo it or whatever the case. And it's just like a real cool blue-collar town. Everybody's moving and everybody is like working. But really the culture, how the city itself doesn't hide from the culture. It embraces, this is who we are, and this is what you're going to get. Yeah, we burnt down. 30 years later, we like right back. You know what I mean? Like, now what? If you burned anything of my shit down and I built that shit right back and better, you can't tell me shit.
Nothing.
You can't tell me. Like, so I get it. There's a certain positive arrogance that Chicago has that I really like and I appreciate.
That's what's up. Yeah, I always like that, and even from living on the East Coast, living on here, living on the West Coast, the one thing I've always appreciated about Chicago is that and God, what was I about to say? Just the fact that it's a big city, but it's still small at heart. Most of the people that I run into in the city are fucking awesome people. They're the most helpful people ever, and I don't be understanding, because when I see people that get on my nerves in the motherfucking city, I just be setting them off every other which way. some little Asian man came up to me a few years ago, and I ain't like the way he looked at me. So he was trying to get somewhere, and I sent him off. I was like, man, it's like, if you go down this way, me make 3 lefts, you that way. But no, for the majority part, everybody is sincerely good peoples here. Like, people really try to help others out here, and I can really appreciate that.
Thanks for taking the time out for coming on the show, man. Thanks for coming on, and I really enjoyed it. I really did.
Man, thank you for having me. I know you're going to keep being successful in this, John, man. Keep reaching for yours.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
I'd like to thank our guests for coming on today. And if you'd like to be a guest on the show, send an email to otap@writeme.com. Follow the conversation on Twitter by searching the hashtag OTAP, that's OTAP, or following us on Twitter at OTAP Show. You can find the show on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Android users can listen to the podcast on Podcast Republic. Just download the app and search OTAP Show. On behalf of our guest, I'm your host, Corey, and I'll see you back here next week on the Air Podcast, starring you.